What's up, people? In this one, we're going to talk about how you can double your income from video production, how you can sell more and get your monthly revenue earnings up. And the process of doing that really came down to focusing on three very important things. And today is going to be a more informal conversation about how exactly I came up with those things, how they all interconnect, and how if you focus on those things, you can deliver massive growth to your earnings as a video production company or a video production freelancer. So we'll jump into it. So these three things that I'm going to speak about when I communicate it to the team or communicate it to my business partner, I've always referred to these three things as the magic triangle. And those three things are product, experience, and brand. Now, I'm going to break down a little bit about each of them and then also speak about how they all connect and how they can essentially amplify your business, help it grow better. So just to give a top line summary, at the top of your triangle, the top of your pyramid is your product. Now, your product is the videos you create, the end videos. What does that final deliverable look like? Does it aesthetically look good? Does it tell a good story? Is it going to perform to deliver value for the client that you've created it for? Are the colors on point? Is the pacing on point? Does it stand out? Does it disrupt in an industry? Does it make viewers watch and want to keep watching? What does it do? Is that end video a good product for whatever the brief of the project was? Fundamentally, this is the most important thing. If you're a freelance filmmaker or your video production company, your product is the end video. So if that isn't great, if it isn't on point, if it isn't absolutely banging, then irrespective of what you do with the other two factors, which is experience and brand, you will never ever get a client to come back to you because they'll have one experience of working with you and they'll go, didn't like the video, didn't perform well, didn't work. So that number one priority has to be delivering an excellent video. Kind of goes without saying. However, if you have a really great video and the process of creating that video with the team that you're working with and with the client isn't also excellent, then that can also lead to two things. Either you won't get a good product, or you might still get a great product, but if the client has had a terrible experience working with you, they won't want to work with you again. So that final product has to be on point. The experience of the client's interaction with you, going from that very first time that you speak to them all the way through to them getting the end video, that experience has to be on point. And we'll talk about each of these in a little bit more detail. The final point of the triangle is the brand. Now, the brand on the surface, a lot of people will go to, okay, it's what my logo looks like, it's what my website looks like, it's what my color palette is, it's the way that I market myself on Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn or whatever. And all those things do matter. However, there is more to brand which relates to that product and experience, and they all connect a little bit more than you probably first realize. Branding isn't just the process of having a very shiny shop window. That is something that helps, but branding is more so connected to the other two factors of those experience and that product. So let's break it down a little bit and see how they all connect. If you deliver a great product, a great video, and you also deliver a great experience, so the interaction with you is absolutely phenomenal, your branding, so that shop window, isn't on point, your aesthetic of your business isn't on point, then a business is going to feel embarrassed potentially or unlikely to recommend you to another person. And in business to business sales, which is what video is, a lot of the time you're selling to an end business, it's a considered purchase. And when people refer you, they're kind of putting their own reputation on the line by introducing you. So if they turn around and they go, oh, I'm going to introduce you to Joe Blogs, the freelancer, but your presentation isn't great, then the probability of that happening is much lower. And the fastest way that you're going to deliver more sales, you're going to increase the amount that you're selling, is by selling more to the same people that you work with, or those people that you work with introducing you to other clients, giving you a positive referral. they're the fastest ways and they're the easiest ways to sell. So that's how, if you have a great product and great experience but poor brand, that can hurt you to grow your business. If you've got a great product and a great brand, when we're talking about brand here specifically, I'm just referring to that shop window. So your Instagram looks good, your website looks good, your color palette looks great, your logo looks really cool, banging out those social posts, all looks groovy, but the experience of working with you is bad. So you're not communicating properly with your client when the sales process is going on. You're not updating them as to when a video is going to be delivered, or when the filming is going to go ahead, or what the plan is. When you're on set, if you're rude to a client, or like the environment of the set is really stressful and the client's there and that makes them a little bit stressed as well, all those things kind of compound into this knocking of confidence of your ability to be able to deliver a quality product. Now, even if that experience is bad, the end product is good and your branding's good, that poor experience can damage so many relationships and stress people out in the process of working with you, that can result in those clients then turning around and going, well, we got a nice video out of it, but the actual experience of working with that video business was really poor. You've got to think, like, the video is one final piece that comes at the end, whereas the experience is every single minute that's spent where you're interacting back and forth with a client, whether that's on a telephone call, in-person discovery meetings, etc., etc. So keeping that experience watertight and thinking about how you can sharpen that up is super important. Now, if we just had a great experience, so when you worked with a client, he had this amazing process, it was super sharp, you followed up every communication like instantly, the pre-production was on point, the planning was all done well, the locations were fantastic, you got all the right talent in, your shop window, your brand visuals, so your website, all that stuff, it all looks on point, all looks brilliant, the experience has been great, the brand's been great, but you deliver a terrible video at the end of it. I mean, what's the point? They're going to think, okay, well, great, we had a great experience, but these guys just can't actually deliver the thing which I've paid them to deliver. The client's going to think, well, I've had a good experience, I like the people, I like the brand, but the product that they've delivered is poor. It doesn't work, it's not up to the standard that I expected, it's not going to perform very well, or it hasn't performed very well. So ultimately, money has been spent, so you need to ensure that a client can see that they're going to get a return on the money that they've spent. And if they can't see that, they can't see the value of what you've given to them, even if they've had a great time working with you and they really like the look of your brand, they're not going to come back. So you can see here how they all connect. And just the final one there. So we've talked about the product and the experience connection. We've talked about product and brand and poor experience connection. We've talked about experience and brand and poor product and how all these things interact with one another. However, brand is one thing I just want to touch on a little bit more, because on the surface, it is that shop window of what your business looks like. However, your brand is also so closely interlinked to the product and the experience, because the brand is almost like the association of what your business is like. It's not just what your business looks like, it's all the little details as well. So if you've got a really great end product, so really great portfolio of videos, that is going to help build quality of your brand, because it's going to validate that you are credible and that you can deliver quality work. So yeah, you might have great fonts, might have a great color palette, might have a great logo, but if your work on that site is really bad, then that's going to degrade the quality of your brand. And also, really importantly, those interactions, that experience, whether it's keeping somebody up to date because there's been a last minute change to the project, or delivering a script to somebody a day or two before they expect it, or delivering a final video to somebody before they expect it, or the tools that you've implemented into that whole process of how you work. So it might be that you've used a tool like Vimeo or Frame.io to streamline and make more efficient the feedback process. Those little bits of detail into how you create that experience are a reflection of your brand, because when a client interacts with you, they'll look at that and they'll say, well, that was really well thought out, that went well, I felt like I was being looked after and it felt like it had been very much considered the process that we're going to go through. So that's another reflection of your brand. So whilst brand is that kind of top line of what your business looks like, it's also all the little tiny 1% of details in the way that you structure your experience and also the quality of the work that you deliver. So you can see here, if one of these key foundational pillars of your video production business or your presence as a freelance individual is lacking, so if you're a freelancer and that experience is, you're not very chatty to people on set, or you come across a little bit rude, like that's going to hurt you a lot. And as I say, for the last 24 months, I've worked on this almost exclusively in my video production business, and it's enabled us to double the revenue that we're doing every single month with essentially zero marketing spend. And the reason why I want to really hammer this home is because when I started this video business, I was quite naive and made a lot of mistakes and was very tied to the idea of I'm going to grow a business and grow lots of divisions within that business. And I went through a period of hiring loads of people in marketing positions, in sales positions, in account management positions, senior leadership, commercial people as well. Spent a load of money on it, grew the team into a much bigger team, but the one thing that I hadn't really nailed down was getting a team in place that can really execute the delivery of great video and make that experience on point. And I went from having a team of 10 to looking at it and going, okay, we need to actually probably lose some people. Subsequently, then a few people left of their own accord. And then the process of having 10 people and a lot of hands on deck, but not really focused in the right areas, went from 10 to 3. And then we really rebuilt back up to 5. But those 5 are really, really excellent and watertight as a team at just delivering an amazing experience and an amazing product. And then me and my business partner have been working on developing that brand and making that much sharper. So we actually just ditched our entire old business branding and went with something completely new, which was much more up to date. So we're now Stormworks Studios. If you want to check us out, I'll put a link in the description. But for any of you people out there that are on your business journey, on your freelancer journey, and you're trying to make a living out of being a film creator, video creator, videographer, cinematographer, even if you're a freelancer or you're running a business, if you think about that magic triangle of delivering a great end product, delivering a great experience, and having a really great brand, and understand how they all interact with one another and focus on getting those right first, I promise you, I absolutely promise you, your business will grow. Because when all of those things are good, you will have a invisible hand of people that are interacting with you, that are going to recommend you, refer you, see what you're doing, and that will organically build your business much faster than it would do if you were to go, okay, I'm going to spend this much on marketing or get this salesperson in. If you haven't got those 3 things nailed first before you go and do those other things, your business won't grow. Trust me, I've done it. It'll grow slowly, but then you won't grow anywhere near as fast if you just actually delivered an amazing product, amazing experience, and made your brand as best it can be. So yeah, there you go. There's a little rant for you. I hope that was valuable. On this channel, I've been doing content split between creative and content that is, get cash, the business of filmmaking. It'd be good to hear if this was valuable for you. I hope it can help you develop your business. If it was, do me a solid favor. I'd be really grateful if you could drop a little headbutt on that subscribe button, punch a little comment in the comment section as well. If there's anything around that was confusing, or you wanted more information around how all of these things connect or what they all are, just let me know, and then I'll know to make more of this kind of content and help you guys out. Drop a little like on the video, that'd be much appreciated. And until next time, I'll see you later. Ciao.